We're going to start. So for this presentation, we're going to talk about interactive/digital marketing. When I say interactive marketing, social media marketing, digital marketing, it's all kind of the same thing. And you're going to be able to apply the basic principles of digital marketing. We're going to talk about content, attention-grabbing content that you can create for your audience, how to promote that attention-grabbing content that you've created, understanding if your strategy is working or not, and then how to plug into Georgia's 2016 marketing efforts. And Lindsay will hit on that. So first, what is interactive digital marketing? The basics are very similar to regular marketing. We're just in the digital realm. And it's the process of identifying your audience, articulating the unique offerings that you have that no one else can provide to your audience, and then executing on the opportunities that you can find with your audience. There's just some really quick facts. More than 87% of all searches related to travel start online. When we look at the buying process for travelers, what we see is the inspiration part is first. So people are seeing photos and ideas and inspiration on social media. And once they kind of have an idea of when they want to take a vacation or maybe kind of where they want to go, they'll start looking into the actual research process. And so that comes with searching online, and the majority of that takes place there. 83% of travelers use social media to find inspiration, and 77% will use their smartphone for traveling inspiration during snacking moments. And when we talk about snacking moments, we're like talking about commute to and from work if they're not driving, hopefully if they're not driving, or when they're waiting in line to get coffee or a breakfast sandwich, or at lunch, or when they just need a break. 3 o'clock rolls around and we all get that sugar, that low blood sugar, and so those are the kind of snacking moments that we're talking about. So what is Explore Georgia's digital strategy? Well, if you are familiar with marketgeorgia.org, we have our FY16 marketing plan on there, and social media and content is just one part of the overall marketing strategy. So you want to make sure that your goals for social media align with the general marketing goals that you have for your attraction or your destination. And so these align with the 5 goals in that marketing plan. And Lindsay will talk more about it, but you can find all of these resources on marketgeorgia.org, and they're available to you as a partner. And you can download them and you can use them as a template for yours if you don't have a marketing plan or you need some help just to see what the state does. So these are our 5 goals: increasing awareness of tourism, that's going to take place mainly online, creating a memorable connection, that's where social media comes into play, increasing impressions and engagement, again, we're talking about social media mainly, but also on the website. How long are they staying on our website? How many pages are they looking at? Are they delving further than just the home page? Of course, we want to drive incremental spending, and we want to increase our annual tourism. Marketing is all about the bottom line. You want to increase the money or the revenue and the profit that you're making. So as part of that marketing plan, we've identified 3 main target audiences for the state of Georgia. And I have brought the 2014 tourism region visitor profile for the historic heartland, which is your region. And this is where this information is where we got the data for the state overall. And you can use this packet to determine your regional demographics if you don't already have your own source of information, whether it's a sales database or a survey that you give out to people who are visiting your attraction. So with that data in mind, we created these three profiles. Our primary profile is the family traveler. And when you look at the family unit, the family traveler, the mother is usually the one to make the plans, to determine the budget, determine the time, determine where they're going, put together the itinerary. They're kind of the tour operator, if you will. And This is all based on 2014 data. We just recently got in some 2015 data, so we're looking to update these and to be a little bit more specific. I mean, when you're looking at Jennifer and we're saying that her age is 18 to 45, that's 3 generations of women, and those 3 generations do act very differently. And so with this new data that we got for 2015, we're looking to focus it in more. And so when we do create those profiles, you'll have access to that information on marketgeorgia.org. But when we take into consideration just kind of how the family unit works together, and you see that the mom is the one making the travel decisions, you're looking at ways to connect with that person online. So take into consideration some of their key characteristics and where they are on social media. Generally, a family traveler looks to plan their travel at least 2 months in advance. You always know if the kids are in school when they're going to have those opportunities to travel, spring break, winter break, during the summer, or they may look for a long weekend getaway if they have a Friday or a Monday off. They generally, the family traveler is undecided when they start planning where they go, mostly because they know when they're going to travel. They know that they have those breaks. And so then it's up to them to decide where they're going to travel during that break. So this is a great opportunity for Georgia, if they don't already have a place in mind, to inspire them on social media with the unique offerings that we have to get them to think of us as an option. For them, their children's preferences are high influence on their travel decisions. So think of the offerings that you have that can appeal to children. Whether it's a kid-friendly place to stay in your area or near your attraction, or just the kid-friendly offerings that you have in your own attraction. And then generally this audience is on Facebook and Pinterest. Facebook has a slightly older audience, more family-friendly audience, and Pinterest is the same way. Pinterest is a pinning platform where people can get it's made for inspiration. And so Pinterest is really great to target that audience. Our secondary profile is the young and the free. They're generally a little bit younger, generally single or newly partnered, and they usually do not have, or they don't have children, because if they did, they'd be a family traveler. So they're looking for a little bit more of an adventure. Even when we see travelers around this age say that they're looking for a relaxing getaway weekend, they're still looking for something active to do as part of that. So whether it's a hiking trail or water adventures or shopping or nightlife. Nightlife is big with this audience. So if you have any offerings or any partners or anything in the area that could bring them in as part of a way to round out their travel, that's something that you can look to if you want to attract this audience. The young and the free, they use their mobile devices a lot. They are more likely than any other target audience to share their experience on social. So you're going to get a lot of feedback from this audience before, during, and after their travel. So this is a really good way, this audience gives you a really good way to see how people are experiencing your destination better than any other audience that you're going to see online. And they're generally on the newer platforms, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. Video inspiration is huge with this audience. So if you have a lot of video assets that you can share or potentially use in your marketing, I would highly recommend, if this is the audience you're trying to attract, to use those video assets. And then our other secondary profile is the affluent mature. So they're usually empty nesters, maybe retired. They have more of their budget to put towards travel because their kids are no longer in the house. They're no longer supporting their children, so hopefully. So they generally look for a little bit more of a luxury travel experience. So if there is a resort or some sort of luxury aspect of your destination or attraction, this could be one of your target audiences. They do generally spend more because they do have more discretionary income, This audience still uses their mobile devices a lot. So just because they're older doesn't mean that they're not on social media and they're not on their mobile devices. So it's important if you have a website to have it be mobile optimized so that you can view it on any device that someone is using. And then they are still on social media. They're on Facebook, and they utilize those online travel agencies a lot. So TripAdvisor, Yelp, review sites are very important for this audience. So if this is your target audience, I would recommend taking a look at your profiles on the different travel agency websites and look for ways to optimize the information there. Make sure that the hours are there and be responsive to negative comments that are on that website, because even if there are negative comments, they're looking more to see how you respond to those negative comments and make the experience better for someone who has a complaint, rather than just looking straight at the complaints. They're looking to see how responsive you are to those. Okay, so a little bit about Explore Georgia. We are on over a dozen social media channels. Now, we probably have like 1.5 more people on our team than you guys do for social media. So we are certainly on more platforms than the regular attraction or small business. These are our 4 primary channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. We are experimenting with Snapchat, and I'll go over a couple of these other ones when we talk about content syndication online. These are 6 explorers. We have 6 now because Glenn Sarbati, sorry, I always say it wrong, has joined us for the Year of Georgia Music. He's our new music explorer, so he's writing about music. This is Jennifer, our culinary explorer, Leslie, our family explorer, Eileen, our festival explorer, Candy is our outdoor explorer, and Sue is our smart travel. She covers budget. So we have a footprint of about 500,000 followers. I think we're actually over that now because we're at 54,000 followers on Instagram. We're 58.
Oh, it's 58. We're 100 people away.
All right, 58.
So if you haven't followed us yet, get on Instagram.
So we reach more than 500,000 people on our different channels, and our explorers extend that reach by about 55,000 people. So we reach a lot of people on our channels, and Lindsay is going to talk about ways that you can integrate with us, and Parker will also tell you how you can get your content on our social media channels to extend your reach. So really quickly, before we get to Lindsay's part, are there any questions about strategy or just digital marketing in general? It's a pretty high level overview.